Welcome. Lee. Thank you so much for the subscription, Lee. I did not realise that we had enough subscribers previously to not have founders badges anymore. This is a copyrighted song. Oh, delicious. Oh, brutal. I am also disappointed that she is not streaming Castlevania. This to be muted on the mod. Hardest days, what? Ah, fair enough. I was thinking of a video game called Darkest Days. So this was my introduction to Duke Nukem. So if I'm gonna be honest, the opening theme I remember more is the one from the sequel to this, Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, which was Push It by Statica.
Come get some.
And another game by N-Space. I think in my life I've played 4 games developed by N-Space. There's Rugrats Search for Reptar, there's this, there's Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, and the Nintendo DS version of Star Wars The Force Unleashed. This game's a Tomb Raider clone. There's not really any nice way of saying that. Game speed. A nonsense. What kind of game on a PS1 had a game speed slider? This isn't King's Quest. Oh, no option for surround sound. I didn't play Duke Nukem 3D until I think the Megaton edition came out on PS3 and Vita. And I still have the Megaton edition on my Vita. And it's fun. Like, make no mistake, it is fun. Not as into it as Doom was, but I feel like it's a matter of the time I play.
Looks like it's time to kill.
There we go. The menu really felt like it had, but like I'd press the button and it'd be like a full second later. Weirdest thing. Sidestep. My jeez. Oh, shit. Right, which is the turn button? Okay, which is the turn button? It is triangle. Hmm. I forgot to move the mic closer. So how are you guys doing?
Looks like it's time to kill.
Yeah, this was my introduction to Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem.
My home away from home.
I feel like the combat in this game is a little better than the Tomb Raider styles. A little bit, not great. Tomb Raider, like, if you spent time with classic Tomb Raider, classic Tomb Raider's combat is, like, the worst part of it. And I say classic Tomb Raider, I really mean every Tomb Raider.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Motherfucker. Elden Ring, you said? Disgusting. I will be going into the strip joint now. You know what? I am swapping that around because that is opposite of Tomb Raider control. There we go. Now, as you're allowed to do within the strip clubs, I will now interact with the women.
Ooh, yeah.
Kinda makes me think of Shaun Young in Blade Runner, but blonde.
Suck my boomstick. You skanky outfit.
I know, more clothes than they're wearing. Yeah, I've said this before, I always really appreciate a game with working mirrors. It's such an underrated idea. I don't appreciate it enough to sacrifice a lot of my processing power for it in the form of ray tracing. So there's 3 Duke Nukem console games that really matter. There's this, there's Land of the Babe, which is follow-up to this, and there's Duke Nukem 0 Hour on Nintendo 64, which is kind of an interesting beast. You know what, again, I'm just going to change these controls to be Tomb Raider. Everything else is Tomb Raider. Really appreciate a game with fully customizable controls, though. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of this. I think the big letdown, as far as this game goes, though, in comparison with Tomb Raider, is Tomb Raider's combat was not great. It was never great. But this game places more of a focus on it than Tomb Raider does. And it makes the shortcomings far more apparent as a result. Looks kind of like a white Grace Jones.
Turn out the lights and I'll show you the meaning of pain.
When I was a kid, I thought that meant she'd beat the shit out of you if you turn the lights off. I now realise, yeah, that is exactly what she meant. Odd that I can't interact with her again. But since we can't play Tomb Raider this year, we're gonna play this for a bit. We're not gonna finish this. Make no mistake, this is a single session. But we're gonna take a solid look at it and appreciate it for what it is. Also appreciate, like, actually moving backwards properly. Tomb Raider, it was always just like, back jump, back jump. Alright, let's go do this. Into where all the scum of the US lives. The subway. It means checkpoint. Just a moment, I need to call my barber.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Laura, is that you?
Hmm. Alright, we'll be here when you get back then. Hopefully you won't miss any of the fun. Sure, I heard one of the lizards.
Time to get things moving.
Moving. Manual aim. Really appreciate it.
Who wants...
However, inverted aim with no option to turn it off.
Bacon and eggs?
Appreciate that. What is on the monitors? Ooh, that sidestep's a little too heavy. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's fascinating. Ooh, ammo.
All aboard!
Ah, damn.
Lock and load. Die, you oversized gecko. Shut your hole. Wonder what makes this thing tick.
Despite Duke Nukem history is probably a little odd. I played this. Played Duke Nukem, Land of the Babes. I enjoyed both of them well enough. Neither of them is great, but you can absolutely do worse on the PS1. And likely we all did. Then I didn't actually play a Duke Nukem game until Duke Nukem Forever on the PS3. Why was that not fun? Gotcha. Okay, so there's clearly something there. Yes, hoping I don't kill myself. That's a heck of a blast radius.
Lock and load.
I think for the time, reasonably generous checkpoint system is what keeps this game from being just, like, absolutely unfeasible. Just the combat is kind of too much.
Dry as a bone.
And unlike playing, like, Duke Nukem 3D, the movement isn't fast enough to deal with the level of combat and keep a decent amount of health. Yeah, that's a turret. Alright, well, make do with what we've got. Surprised there's not more enemies here.
looks like low tide.
Yeah, I'll absolutely take all of that. You know what? Take that too. It's surprising this never got like a full PC release. Because with mouse and keyboard controls of the time, this would have been really good. Like the third-person action game control style of PC games at the time. Yeah, there's just a shopping going down there, because of course there is. Hey, how you doing, Isaac? Chances are everybody knows this, but Duke Nukem was originally spelled different in its very first release. Duke Nukem on PC. Well, let's see where this goes. I can't see shit. Yeah, that's just a bad idea. Yeah, it's kind of an odd thing. Originally, there was a concern... Oh, shit. There was a concern that the name Duke Nukem, spelled N-U-K-E-M, was copyrighted by Captain Planet. Because one of the villains was called Duke Nukem. So when the original Duke Nukem came out on PC, it was spelled Duke Nukem, N-U-K-U-M. Then they found out that it absolutely was not a copyrighted name. So all later versions of it spell it the way we know it. Oh, that was smart. Hey, how you doing, Solitary Man? Oh, come on in. It says, "Are you a God King Emperor?" That feels like a bad idea. That feels like a better idea. Should I done with these 5 minutes ago? Actually, you scaling motherfucker. Never played much of the deathmatch on this. My siblings never wanted some.
shut your hole.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's health. I got very concerned for a second that we're going to land on solid ground. Yeah, they're not as nasty as they are in Duke 3D, though. The pig cops are probably less nasty in this than they are in Duke 3D, though. There's a lot of those first-person shooters of the era that have low-tier enemies that will absolutely be like your most hated enemy in the game. They usually have shotguns. No, the Lara stuff's next year. We save that till next year. With the Tomb Raider remasters, yeah. I love how cleanly you can rotate these chains. Alright, so here's one crystal.
Interesting crystal. I better hang on to it.
Where did that guy come from? Oh, there's health there.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Motherfucker.
How refreshing.
I feel like Duke talks more in this than he did in Duke 3D.
I feel good.
That level music does not loop very well, though. Of course he does, he's got drugs. Yes. Well, that was close. I think Duke is the only voiced character in this. The sequel had more. Land of the Babes had more. There was women. Well, I guess there were women in this. There were voiced, but there were women who have story roles in Land of the Babes. There's also... what is it? There's the evil gorilla Silverback. I think the computer at the end of it all. I don't know, it's been a very long time since I played Land of the Babes. You know, Danny, in Ali's stream, I need a reason to ban you.
I've come here from nowhere, across the unforgiving sea.
How you doing, Danny? There is no map in this. Okay, so we've got one crystal so far. From here. Yeah, I've not played this since back in the days of having a PS1. And not like the fat PlayStation, I mean like the actual PS1, the slimmer one. Probably not a good thing that the first level is this much of a maze. I know the second level is simpler.
Ooh, this'll come in handy.
This was always something that was kind of frustrating in Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider-like games. When you're trying to find progress and you find something, it's like, great, we're getting somewhere, and it turns out to be a secret area, and it's like, I really didn't want that. I wanted progress. This is going to lead me back to where I was, isn't it? I managed to find my way through it without being able to see. Alright. Yeah, it was always super frustrating. You just want progress, you found a secret. Expect plenty of that when we start doing Tomb Raider Remaster next year. Fortunately though, this was the period of time where if you got stuck on a game, you had cheat codes. Which was always great. Especially for a game like this, with such a maze-like design so early on. But hey, did you not want to be stuck on the first level forever? Cool, we have solutions. There's an all weapons code, there was a level skip cheat, remember that? Favorite code in every game. I don't think Duke Time to Kill had Big Head. Might have done, I might just not. But yeah, I never saw the appeal of it myself. And it was in so many games. There were a bunch of codes like that. GoldenEye was kind of a big one for that, where it had like a lot of codes that ultimately didn't really do anything or anything particularly interesting. Like the paintball code, or paintball sheet, where bullet holes were just coloured instead, so it looked like they'd been hit with paintballs. I was like, okay. What? Yeah, using cheat codes in Grand Theft Auto a lot of time back in the day felt like the only way to actually finish some of those missions. Oh, sweet. People say, oh, the old Grand Theft Autos have not aged well. And it's like,
Another
that's
crystal.
bullshit.
I'm starting a collection here.
Those old Grand Theft Auto games didn't play well to begin with. We just enjoyed the shit out of them because there was nothing else like them. It was a new revolution. a result, like, we got used to them, we dealt with it, but it still wasn't easy to play. And now Rockstar games still don't control well. When Clem finally comes back from getting snacks, he'll agree with me. Absolutely. I do genuinely want to stream classic Grand Theft Auto at some point. Not 1 and 2. Like maybe 3, but definitely Vice City. Yeah. San Andreas felt really crazy over Vice City because it actually had an infinite ammo code. In Vice City, you just had to keep entering the weapons sheet over and over to get more ammo.
You want some of this?
Yeah, I think undeniably the best way to play Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas is the Xbox. The original Xbox. The next best way to do it would be PS2. Every subsequent re-release has removed something from the games. I still haven't played GTA 5, and I never finished 4. There's another thing that's on the list that, like, I'd like to eventually do it for the stream. But there's so much other stuff. And there's only so much time in the day. And I also have to work my job. Doesn't help. I will say though, like, I've not actually really enjoyed a Rockstar game since Bully. I finished one Rockstar game after Bully, and like, I've not actually enjoyed any of them since Bully. Wait a minute. Isn't one of the crystals supposed to actually be in there at the start to clue you in on what you need? Double check that. Well, there's still not actually a good reason. On top of all the other issues, no, there isn't. On top of all the other issues with the Definitive Edition, they didn't need to remove the music because Rockstar could have absolutely afforded to renew the licensing. Grand Theft Auto 5 became the single most profitable piece of entertainment media ever. There's no way that they don't have the money to renew the licensing for those musics. They just didn't want to. In the same way they didn't want to spend the time and money. Oh, here she is. In the same way they didn't want to spend the time and money to actually make a good set of remasters. You know, Ali, I see you lurking every now and then, and you need to remember, like, if you actually talk, you get to hear that wonderful music. If only Clem was here, then I could say smoke you and he would reply appropriately. Alas, he's been away getting snacks for like 20 minutes now. How you doing, Ali? I am doing okay. I am doing okay. If I had started earlier and I knew you were going to be here, I would be like, hey, want to see a complete run of Dino Crisis 2 in one sitting? As it is, we've got a bunch of people here to see Duke Nukem, so I have to continue playing Duke Nukem now. Maybe next time. Honest to God, I am so down to play through Dino Crisis 2 again. So much fun. How far did you end up getting last night? Because you weren't that far from the end. I could believe you finished it last night. You did beat it, excellent. Did you also buy Rick and Gale for Dino Coliseum? So you could finally fulfill your dream of playing as Gale? Excellent. Did you then also show off on stream playing as Rick and Gale? You didn't play it that's lame. Playing as them in Dino Coliseum is the entire reason why the stream I did of it is 5 hours long. Otherwise it would have been like closer, like much closer to 4. It is not a long game at all. Holy shopping carts down here. Yeah, Dino Crisis 2 legit fun. Except for that end part where you're escorting Paula. That isn't fun. Yeah, it's a fun game, right? And like you feel like you could go through it so much faster than you did. And like have a bunch of fun experimenting with weapons. Now you need to play Onimusha. You need to recognize that I am only recommending the best games, and you need to play Onimusha. I didn't realize there wasn't floor there. Eventually it's not good enough. Now. I want everybody to know how good Onimusha is. Some can't stream Onimusha 2 and 3. Capcom will release them. I was showing a friend the opening of Onimusha 3, which is such a good opening, and my friend had never seen it before, and he had no idea what the game was, and it was really cool. And like, I love the opening of Onimusha 3 because it is really cool. It is really fucking awesome. And then it ends with I was holding the look button, wanted to see what was down there, and then it ends with the casting of the 2 main characters. And it's such an out of nowhere bit, because it's like Takeshi Kaneshiro as Samanosuke Akechi. And it's like, cool, makes sense, it's set in feudal Japan. You got a Japanese mocap guy and everything. You got a Japanese guy to mocap and do the voice. Cool, fair enough. And then it follows up with Jean Reno as Jacques, and it's like, I'm sorry, what? Why is look delayed? Onimusha 3 is one of those ideas that sounds absolutely terrible, and it is a terrible idea on paper. Like, let's go from the fantastical setting of feudal Japan and send our main character, Samurai, into modern-day Paris. And it's the plotline of, like, a bunch of cheap 80s and 90s pseudo-sci-fi flicks. Like Suburban Commando. If you've ever seen Suburban Commando, starring noted racist Hulk Hogan. Where he plays an intergalactic freedom fighter who crashes on Earth, and so, aside from the opening, the rest of the movie takes place in regular modern-day setting. And so Onimusha 3 sounds like that. Terrible idea, but it's actually really goddamn good. I don't think there's anything up here for me. Where is this third crystal? Who wants to work on a Sunday? I don't, that's why I am not available on Sundays for work.
I feel good.
It's the Hazard, he's finally back with snacks. You should reconsider it and actually do it. The best thing about Onimusha... there's Teak. How you doing, Teak? Bang on the drum all day. The best thing about the first Onimusha is, like, if you don't like it, it's only like 4 hours long. So you'll be done with it super quick. It's a proof of concept more than anything else. Which is why it's so disappointing that Capcom only released that one in HD. Didn't take terribly long, but you didn't come back terribly long. We were talking about noted racist Hulk Hogan.
Here goes nothing.
The Hulk story is absolutely not fine. He's one of the worst people in the WWF. Noted union buster, Hulk Hogan. If we want to point fingers to any one person most responsible for the downfall of WCW, Hulk Hogan. Well, that's going to explode if I shoot it. Yeah, Onimusha 1, like, it's a cool idea, and it literally... People say Dino Crisis is Resident Evil with dinosaurs, and it's really not, and you know that. Well, like, Onimusha literally is Samurai Resident Evil. See, not being bothered about the downfall of WCW is fine. Well, Hulk Hogan's arrogance and hubris, thank you, being the major contributor, highlights how much of a horrible person he is. Yeah, Onimusha is literally Samurai Resident Evil. Like, 280. Yeah, but you also don't agree that Silent Hill 2 is good, so I don't think you get to... I don't think you get a horse in this race. You get to walk. No horse for you. But no, Onimusha, it's the easiest descriptor, I think, and it's closer to Resident Evil than Dino Crisis is. Dude, where the fuck is this last crystal? But Clint, you trust me. When I
What are
say
you
people
waiting
are
for?
bad people,
Christmas?
you should believe me. Have I ever told you somebody's a bad person and not been right? That was a good leap. See, there's a fun thing with that, Clem. Like, you say Silent Hill 2 is a bad game with a good story. Yeah, but you deserve those knives. And, like, I feel like Silent Hill 2's gameplay is not perfect. I absolutely will agree with that. But it's fine enough that it never becomes a true barrier to like, the experience in the story. And I would give a comparison of a game that is being Rule of Rose. Rule of Rose has a super interesting story, and it's super uncommon and unconventional. How the fuck did I not go down this place? I ran past there like 5 times. Rule of Rose has like a super interesting and unconventional story. It's also an absolute nightmare to actually play. And if you're very good, next year maybe I'll stream Rule of Rose for you. I don't really have any more Silent Hills to do.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Or Halloween. I may do Shattered Memories at some point, but that's not really... Shattered Memories isn't scary at all. So while I may do Shattered Memories, it's not likely to be for Halloween. My suggestion with Rule of Rose for you, Ali, would be try it off stream. Because you don't want to start that on stream and feel like you're committed to doing all of it. Only to realise that you really are not enjoying any of it. I feel like you'd really appreciate the story of Rule of Rose Club. Who the hell did I get here?
Ooh, that hit the spot.
Alright, we're finally about to finish the first level. An hour in. Time it. Yeah, we made it. Smooth. When you can do stuff like that quickly and smoothly in a game with controls as stiff as this, it always feels super satisfying.
Time flies when you're kicking ass.
Ba da bing. Hey.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Right, I do. Real quick, actually. What we're going to do is we are going to take a look at what I mentioned previously. The opening for Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, before we jump back in. I think minus 69 is actually the third level, Lee. Yeah, you talk about Duke Nukem openings, this is the one that I remember. Push It by Statica. That would have been the first time I heard Grab Bag, known as the Duke Nukem theme. This song is on one of my playlists. At least two of my playlists. You probably have more. Infogrames, I forget when, probably around 2003, bought the Atari brand. If you pay attention, you can see that's actually the Time to Kill Duke model that they look at there. Duke in this game is chunkier. But yeah, Infogrames bought the Atari brand and just renamed themselves Atari. So if you have any Atari game made between like 2003 and 2015 maybe, it's the same company. It is bootylicious. Curious that this strip club doesn't have a no weapons policy. Duke is very clearly armed. Duke, I came from the future to give you some new sunglasses.
I should go and say thank you.
As you're opening to Duke Nukem Land of the Babes. Anyway, back to Time to Kill. It would be nice if Driver made a comeback. Driver San Francisco is like a really underrated game.
Bacon bits.
If you still have a PS3 or an Xbox 360 and you ever see Driver San Francisco for a reasonable price, pick it up. It's really good. And it is canonically a sequel to Driver 3. There.
We hang horse thieves round these parts.
There you go. Ooh. This seems anachronistic. No, San Francisco is genuinely really fun. I absolutely recommend it. There we go. And if there's one thing I know is you can ask everybody who knows me. Good games. Not doing that. Not doing the Tomb Raider thing of just moving me forward every time I do it. This is still Duke. He is outright time traveling.
What are you waiting for? Christmas? Pack in heat.
I do like the bit of Duke getting time-appropriate outfits. With each new period.
Who wants bacon and eggs?
You know what? I would not mind bacon and eggs. No, he's actually wearing a different top as well. Oh, Christ.
I feel good. You want some of this?
Time travel's weird, see. Speaking as an expert on time travel, sometimes the clothes just
Yippee-ki-yay.
materialize on you. Sometimes they don't. It depends on the method of time travel. Sometimes you have to time travel naked. It varies, really. It's all dependent on your time travel machine. A buffalo rifle. Now that's period appropriate. I don't know where I'm being shot from.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay. Comfortable. So the continues bring you back to life at the start of the level, but everything is as it was when you died. There we go.
Ooh, that hit the spot.
I could get a cowboy hat for stream. It has to be by necessity, I feel, because of the nature of the movement system and the
Lock and
emphasis on
load.
combat. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy guns in this. My favorite was always the energy weapon, which I'm pretty sure is what it's called, energy weapon.
The best things in life never change.
That's Land of the Babes. Land of the Babes is the one where you go to space. This takes place entirely on Earth, just through different time periods. Land of the Babes takes place entirely in the future, and so you go like post-apocalyptic Earth, underground, space. Ah yes, late 18th century coochie. You can bet it's not been washed in.
Lock and load.
They call it fermented. If you kill any of the women, like they teleport enemies in, kill you. It's a punishment. Which one? You mean this painting? I assume you mean this painting because it's the most. It's the most. The word I'm looking for. Above the stage. It's the one you can make out the easiest. Oh yeah, that's also fair. The saloon. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so the plot of Duke Nukem Time to Kill is that the aliens have traveled through time to change history, so Duke may not exist, may not have ever existed. It's not the only Duke Nukem game where they do this. You know what? The pipe bomb would be a better idea. Ested. You daddy rat bastard. What are night vision goggles doing in the Old West? Oh.
Suck my boomstick.
It's neat that he takes his hat off when he's wearing the goggles. I'm on the wrong side. This was, I think, the first game I ever played where you could climb up the wrong side of an elevator, of a ladder. What the hell am I talking about?
I love the smell of bacon in the morning.
And then Prince of Persia's Sands of Time was the first game I played where you could climb up the wrong side of a ladder and flip around on it, so you were then on the right side of the ladder, which was awesome. Remember when Ubisoft made games that you actually wanted to play? Combo pieces. The guy's head fell off. Yeah, I could buy a cowboy hat. I could wear it when I finally stream Gun. It's like, hey Chrono, do you have any Western-themed games that you want to stream? Like, yeah, I do. I have. There is one. Oh, is it Red Dead Redemption? No, it's Gun. What do you think of it?
It's a safe bet I'll need this later. It's locked, and I'm an ass kicker, not a safe cracker.
I'm a chip. But I'd never have a reason to wear it after that. It's like the eye patch I got and the Gilles Beret. I so rarely actually have a reason to wear them. They're cool, but they're ultimately just kind of just taking up space. Oh, excellent! Nice to see somebody else who has played Gun. That was a fun game. 100% in Gun back in the day. You get the cannon knock gun for it, which is really cool. It's just kind of a shame that there's nothing to do in the game after you 100% it. And then, like, years later, I found if you go back to the start of the game, like the starting area of the game, you can restart the game with your end game equipment, apparently. And I was like, wow, I wish I'd known that at the time. A volcanic pistol, you say? The game had some really cool weapons. I should play that game again. I haven't played that game in years. I got it on 360. So that I wouldn't have to, like, break out the PS2 for it or anything, so I could just play it on a HD console and have it look reasonable. I've never played it on 360.
Eat that.
Good times though. That looks like we're swimming. Oh, hey, Octobrains. Fun fact, in Duke 3D, they die immediately. Shoot them with an explosive weapon.
Ooh, that hit the spot.
Here you go. There's so much to get to next year, though. I can't even say, like, I want to stream Gun next year, because there's already so much. Already so much to do next year. We've got Castlevania. I still want to do the idea of SNES today. F7 Rebirth. The fuck am I? Soul Reaver Remastered, Tomb Raider Remastered. The Return of Star Wars month. Ooh, the RPG. We got some big plans for Star Wars month. I hope everybody looks forward to it. But yeah, Castlevania, the dedicated day for Castlevania games, because nobody else will fucking stream them. I also do want to do that dedicated day to just playing Super Nintendo games. Clint, you streamed 2 Castlevania games. Like, don't come in here saying, oh, because you played, like, a level of Bloodlines that you streamed Bloodlines. Nonsense.
What's the holdup?
Alright. By your logic, I have now streamed more Parasite Eve games than you. You need to step it up, Clem, you're falling behind. Can you believe I've streamed more Parasite Eve games than Clem has? And he says he's such a big Parasite Eve fan. I don't know, man. It's hard to take him at his word for anything. Oh, goodness.
Going down.
It's funny as well because my ridiculing of Clem, or my potential ridiculing of Clem, but not having played as many Parasite Eve games as I have, is the entire reason why he has set up a PSP emulator. Which is just absolutely wonderful. But no, Castlevania next year, dedicated day for Castlevania games, because I just want to play Castlevania. I've only been able to play one Castlevania game this year. I did do Symphony Night again for my birthday. Like the only new one I'd done that I hadn't done previously on stream. Well, I I had streamed Castlevania Chronicles previously, but I hadn't finished it. And I finished it on stream, and it was so much goddamn fun. And I was like, I just want to play some more Castlevania on stream. So dedicated
I'll blow
day.
you a new hole.
There will be only 2 Castlevania... Well, was it 2? No. There's only 1 Castlevania game we will not be streaming. Guaranteed, no. That is Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Everything else is on the table. Everything. Third birthday, like... The thing with the third birthday is really just that it's trying to compensate for the PSP. And I've said, like, the big problem Nintendo had with the 3DS that they should have learned from the PSP is if you're going to make a 3D system at this point, have a second analog stick.
Lock and load.
Ooh, dynamite.
I thought there was something here.
But yeah, I want to just play Castlevania games. There's some absolutely wonderful Castlevania games, and I just want to play them. I don't even care about you guys seeing them, I just want to play them on stream. Right? Where is the bank? Beautiful. All chunky little pork bits. Seek, I'm gonna be honest with you, speaking as a Castlevania fan, it's not as interesting as you think it might be. There it is. Like, there's a couple that are kind of worth doing. Really not that much.
$36, $24, $36. Now that's my kind of safe.
Thanks for dropping by, Clint. You take care of yourself, buddy. We'll catch you next time.
Now that's a big friggin' key.
Yeah. It's like, we talk about the alternate modes in Castlevania games, like the alternate character modes. Let's see, Wacky mode in Lament of Innocence. Kind of interesting.
Who wants bacon and eggs?
Trevor mode in Curse of Darkness isn't too bad. Mostly it's lack of substantiality in a lot of them. Richter mode in Symphony of the Night is where it started. And you're really just making a beeline for the end in that. You don't do the Richter fight, you don't do the Shaft fight. Is it? Do you do the Shaft fight? It's been a while. You might do the Shaft fight, but you don't do the final Dracula fight. I think if there is one worth streaming, it's Julius mode in Dawn of Sorrow. You get a whole exclusive boss fight at the end with that, which is really cool. There's new music tracks in some areas for that, which is really nice. The whole mode works as a callback to Castlevania 3, and that's really cool.
Lock and load.
Yeah, I saw Serial had been going through the Dominus collection.
Eat that.
Sisters mode. Like... Sisters mode is technically a prequel. It takes place before the start of Portrait of Ruin. But all it is you go through all of Portrait of Ruin, and then you get to the end, and you get a cutscene that explains why you're not going to fight the final boss. Not even the final boss. You do all the portraits, you fight all the bosses, you then do the 4 bonus portraits at the end that you needed to get to the true ending. And then after that, you go into the Brawner painting and the game ends. And it's, like, really disappointing. It's also controlled entirely through the touchscreen.
I feel good.
That was a,
I love the smell of bacon in the morning.
that was a thing I did not enjoy playing on the original DS, or the DS Lite. Because it takes no account of whether or not the player might be left-handed.
Bring home the bacon.
It's controlled almost entirely with the stylus and the D-pad. You move with the D-pad and you attack with the stylus. And that's how you play. The base buttons don't do anything. Any other game that required that much focus on the touchscreen had the face buttons also work as direction. Because you have to take into account some people will be left-handed. Portrait of Ruin doesn't do that. If you're left-handed, fuck you. You're not going to be able to play this comfortably. I have no idea how it'll even work on the Dominus collection because the touchscreen controls for that aren't well designed or set up. Albus mode, I think of all the ones that
Suck
are
my boomstick.
kind of there, Albus mode is probably the best of them. Because Albus has some pretty fun mechanics in how he plays.
Lock and load.
Yeah, it's something like that. I've played like half an hour of the Dominus collection. And the fastest way to see how they handle the touchscreen was to do Dawn of Sorrow. Get the Below Soul, like do the Below boss fight, kill Below, get the Below Soul, and then do that, because the Below Soul gives you the ability to break the crystal blocks by touching the touchscreen. There's like, okay, how will the game handle this? And it wasn't particularly good. I remember that. And certainly not for anything quick.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Shut your hole.
Yeah, the Albus mode is a little more interesting just because Albus has some neat mechanics in how he plays.
Time to play some minor 69er.
Well, beyond that, I don't think it's an idea you'd really enjoy that much, Teak.
Looks like the pigs have stripped this place clean.
I feel like you might get bored of it early enough. It'd just become kind of tedious.
Damn, my eyes are...
May I say that, but then you did play through all those Shinobi games. Oh fuck, I'm dying.
I feel good.
Yeah, I do want to do the that day dedicated to just playing Super Nintendo games as well. Well, I think I showed it off on stream. But I got the official Nintendo Switch Super Nintendo controller. And like it's really good at replicating the feel of it. It's a high quality controller, it feels great. And it's a proper Super Nintendo controller. Absolutely great. And I got this because I want to do the whole dedicated Super Nintendo day next year. And like, there's a bunch of stuff on Super Nintendo to play. Want to do the Quintet trilogy: Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, Terranigma, Secret of Mana. Although, in all honesty, I'm actually more interested in doing Secret of Evermore than Secret of Mana. I've never really done either of them. Super Mario RPG, be a bunch of fun to do on stream. There are 2 Castlevania games on Super Nintendo. Well, I just think it'd be fun. And while the year of PlayStation has been fun, I don't want to dedicate another year to just doing one system. So a day, a recurring day for the Super Nintendo feels like a better idea. And he came up with the wonderful name SNES today.
Now that's gonna leave a scar.
There's more of those, that'll be a problem. Oh, it's not so bad.
Ooh, something smells bad. Now that's gonna leave a scar. Now that's gonna leave a scar.
Okay, we're out of it. Alright, fresh top up. I'd like to get back to streaming one next year. See about it. Big issue more than anything else, just the irregularity of the work. Absolutely a problem we dealt with.
Ooh, and I thought so. Huh, I feel good.
Oh, fuck that then.
Who wants bacon and eggs?
Okay, so this is a new area. I don't know where it is in relation to the previous areas I was in. So, because it means that I am lost. Which I don't think happens that often in game spawn. Okay, so we go back this way, alright. You know what? Kind of an underrated feature, but the fact that you can still move while taking the mask off is really kind of surprising. What do we have here?
Huh, I feel good.
Is this a new area? No, wait. Okay, alright. And then this should switch the doors back? I can't activate it again. Teak, you didn't tell me how you found Mario Rabbids. You said you played it and hadn't gone back for a second session yet, but you didn't tell me how you found it. Was it good? You enjoy it? Ah, that's what I was after. I couldn't remember where I'd seen the door. Awesome. Guess you just gotta hope it gets a little more complex before your interest runs out. That was an issue I definitely had with Super Mario 3D Land. I felt like the game was too easy for so long, and then I finished the game.
Eureka!
And the game was like, hey, you've unlocked the special levels, which is like a whole second half of the game. And I played a couple of levels of it, but I just didn't care anymore.
This looks interesting.
I've heard you had to get like max lives to complete Super Mario 3D Land though, which is a weird idea. I don't really understand. Sounds like a stupid thing, but it's also... That was the point where Nintendo didn't really know what to do with Mario for a while. Between that and New Super Mario Bros. 2. They're just kind of going through the motions trying to figure something new out.
Who wants bacon and eggs?
Yeah, Nintendo didn't really figure anything out for that for a while. They did 3D World, which was enjoyable enough in its own right, but was absolutely like a combination of New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Mario 2. What just happened there? There. Oh. Cage with a bird in it.
Suck my boomstick.
Those guys take way too much damage for what they are. Given that that's likely to happen, they should absolutely be like a one-shot, one-kill.
You want some of this?
You snake bastards can't kill me. I beat Sen's Fortress.
You'll make a great belt. Eat that. just looking at that thing.
Well, that looks like trouble. I don't want to go down there. Wonderful. Am I accomplishing anything doing this? Is there an area to go to? The other side, I guess. Better.
Come get some.
Oh, a jetpack is absolutely going to be worth something here.
Yippee-ki-yay.
There's a spare one. Yeah, remember that's there.
Huh, I feel good.
Oh, there you are. I miss.
Ooh, that hit the spot. Bacon bits.
You know, Lara is just so much better at shooting bats.
Come on.
I appreciate that is something you can do. Getting back to that other one's going to be such a pain. Too much of a pain to actually bother with. Well, onwards we go.
Shut your hole. Time to blow this joint.
You know, this game's holding up a lot better than I expected it to. Oh, okay.
Time to sleep. Permanently. Come on.
Yeah, I think what helps Duke's case over Lara is that Duke's weapons are generally more effective than Lara's. Absolutely an issue in the Tomb Raider games. 1 through 6 and the Legend trilogy, but the weapons all feel so insubstantial. People love the triangle boobs, but the boobs were only really triangle in the first game. In the second game, they very quickly were like, maybe we should make these a little rounder, and Lara's character model like ends up having a lot more definition as a result. Plus, she also actually has the ponytail in Tomb Raider 2 as well.
It's time to get the lead out. Good thing it's shooting blanks.
Yeah, this one is, but how many others are we going to run across? I got the super shotgun for doing the challenge. Wonderful.
Lock and load.
I should probably use some of the ammo from my Gatling gun. Oh, there's lava down there. That's not good.
Now that's gonna leave a scar.
Oh yeah, I am tired today. I don't know why that counts as a secret area, or it's so visible. I should look into Akuji the Heartless. I haven't seen that game in a long, long time. I remember having that game as a kid and playing through a bunch of it, but I don't even remember what it's about. Yeah, watch it, watch it. Yeah, this game definitely holds up better than I expected it to. Easily say for certain it's not the worst Duke Nukem game on PlayStation. It is, honestly, probably the best of them. Probably going in this direction hasn't gotten us anything so far.
Rats. I better find all those guns first.
So it's gotta be this room. Over here, at least to wherever we want to go. This is not going to be fun to navigate. I was right. I do appreciate though, like the confirmation there. Oh no! Starting shit without my weapon. I do appreciate the confirmation there though that
it's time to
the
get
multiple continues you get reset per level, which is nice. How you doing, Ninja?
Get out.
It's nice. It makes it work. Makes it end up working out like classic first-person shooters like Wolfenstein 3D and Star Wars Dark Forces, where you have lives per
This one
level.
shot its wad. Suck my boomstick. Yippee-ki-yay.
Just woke up. Oh, you've missed all the Duke Nukem. I don't think I've seen Flame today. Flame will be disappointed if he misses all of Duke Nukem.
Lock and load. Time to sleep permanently.
Tell you what I look forward to getting back to next year. Shin Megami Tensei. And if the PS1 version of the original game's going to be a problem and crash and stuff, we'll just do the Super Nintendo version. It'll be disappointing because the PS1 version has so much in terms of just detail to the environments. But the Super Nintendo version doesn't. But if it's versus not playing it, then
Refreshing.
yeah. You'd have to play 2 and if on Super Nintendo anyway. Man, I hope Chance is back by then. I should still have my jetpack. The reason platforming works as well as it does in classic Tomb Raider is because the grid is very defined. You know how much distance you'll get for each step, each jump, and each running jump. And it makes it work so much better than the platforming here. Because while the controllers are freer here, it's actually kind of a problem for the platform because it makes it less precise. Or rather, it makes your executions less precise. But it doesn't make the requirement any less precise. Checkpoint.
Oh, yeah. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Ooh, that hit the spot.
Still haven't found any of the guns. Which is odd considering they're the objective.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
I like how accurate this Gatling gun is. Oh, there's one. This isn't going to be fun, is it? Nope. This also isn't going to be fast.
I feel good.
Okay, so I need to land there, behind it, and press the button. There we go. Nope. This isn't where I went, where I was earlier. Because I went this way, right. Yeah, why not? Let's try the other way. It is 11:05. Did Danny leave? I haven't seen Danny since I said that I don't need a reason to ban him in my stream. Oh. Duke's a strong man to be able to hold himself up with one arm like that. And also a Desert Eagle, which is not an insubstantial amount of weight. Well, let's see how badly this goes. Immediately badly. mean, that all technically exists within a hypothetical state of existence. I specifically mentioned the Desert Eagle because it was in his hand. But while he's not actually holding other weapons, whether or not they actually exist is up for debate. It's like stuff like Dark Souls, where you can have whatever in your equipment, but your weight is only determined by what you're actively carrying.
That'll slow down their operation.
Yeah, hopefully one of them doesn't just teleport in and turn it right back on again. I downloaded Dark Souls 3 and I'm of two minds of whether I'm even gonna fucking play it. What's down there? Play with a friend. It might be. Elden Ring, with Elden Ring having that co-op mod that makes the multiplayer like fully open and doable through the entire game, I am interested in doing Elden Ring with a friend because of that. But the friend would either have to be somebody who has never played Elden Ring before, so that it's not just one person hand-holding another person through the entire game, or I would need to complete Elden Ring alone first. So I've had that issue with Bloodborne, where I've played it multiplayer with another person who knows what they're doing and how to play it, and they've got all like high-level equipment and stuff, and the result is they end up just carrying you through everything, and you don't really get to experience the game. Get Teak to do it. Well, if there's one thing I can be sure of with Teak, it's that he's got the tenacity for a Souls game. No, but we're also playing Devil May Cry 5 together, Ninja. Don't forget. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. If Teak hasn't done Elden Ring before, that could be a good stream idea. But Teak and I need to do some other stuff first. There we go, jetpack. Oh yeah, the history of stylish action. That's something I want to do as well next year.
Lock and load.
Still need to go through the list of that and make final decisions on what will be part of it. Because the easy stuff, absolutely fine. There's like, yeah, the Bayonetta games, easy. Easy to just say yes. All the Devil May Cries, Metal Gear Rising, most of the Platinum stuff, Vanquish probably. Like, it's the other stuff is like, should this be on that list? There's like Beautiful Joe's on there, Okami's a maybe. Like there's a lot of stuff that's like, would it fit? I've never actually finished Vanquish. But it feels like it would fit into the idea.
Two down, one to go.
I've enjoyed what I've played of Vanquish. There's not really a good reason why I never finished it. And I remember the reviews of the time being like, this is a really good game. The only complaint we really have is that it's short. Fucking hell, dude, don't turn off the jetpack. Because he was technically submerged in a liquid, automatically unequip the jetpack. Yeah, I think Vanquish would be a fun one to do. Like I say, I remember the only real complaints of reviews at the time being like, it's fantastic, just a little too short. And of course, these days I'm always down for a game that's too short versus a game that's too long. I would absolutely rather have a game that leaves me wanting more than a game that I'm just not interested in anymore because it's gone on for too long. It's like, I bring it up as kind of a point in Metal Gear Rising's favour. I remember Metal Gear Rising got criticism at the time for being short. And I remember finishing it and the playtime listing on it was 5.5 hours or something. And it's like, yeah, that is kind of short. And then I jump back into it again, and again, and again. And because Metal Gear Rising is so short, I've played it so many times. Meanwhile, you get a game that's like 30, 40, 100 hours or so, and it's like, cool, what do you get out of that? One playthrough. Maybe. Would absolutely rather a game be too short and too long. Yeah, Metal Gear Rising is fantastic. It's one of those things, like, of another comparison that can be really good in that regard is like,
Sweet.
I'd rather replay Devil May Cry 1 than Bayonetta. Because Devil May Cry 1 is over so much faster. Bayonetta really ends up dragging. There we go. Yeah, Metal Gear Rising runs crazy well on PC. I streamed it in the Discord a few months ago with me and Kira watching me. And we had so much fun just, like, goofing off around it. And, like, seeing just how much we could... just how far the Zandatsu would go with settings turned up to max. Ah, shit. Yeah, no, the QTEs in Bayonetta are like some of the worst. Like, they pop up out of nowhere. They pop up so infrequently. The timing on them is so tight. Like, the first one appears after you go into the church in chapter 3. Chapter 2? Yeah, I think it's chapter 2, the third level. And like the God, what is it? Fortitudo? Like throws the church. And then all of a sudden a QTE pops up out of nowhere. The first QTE of the game. And the timing on it is so tight. You are guaranteed to miss it.
All set. Now where is the exit?
Timing on it's so tight, you are guaranteed to miss it. Even knowing that it's coming, I still miss it more often than not. And missing it kills you, and it counts as a death. And it's the end of the fucking level as well. So it counts as a death against you, which lowers your rank. With a nonsense mechanic that's introduced out of nowhere. It's the worst idea. That's the exit. What the hell was that other point that gave me a checkpoint? Yeah, Bayonetta 2 is... it's better balanced. It's got a better idea of a lot of stuff that it wants to do. In terms of actually playing them, they're pretty close, but I think Bayonetta 2 ends up being the more enjoyable experience. Overall, it might be a weaker game. It could very well be. Oh, okay. I don't know, I've not played Bayonetta 2 in a while, like in quite a while. So I'd have to go through it again. But Bayonetta 2, it does end up being the more enjoyable experience of the two, as a result. Bayonetta 3, we'll see about. Haven't played more of it. Maybe that should be a thing next year. Alternate between the history of stylish action and... That's a DeLorean.
You want some of this? I thought there was something here.
Yeah, maybe alternate between SNES today and the history of stylish action. Duke said he thought there was something here, but it really doesn't look like there's anything here. There we go. I'll tell you what, absolutely will be doing in the history of stylish action though, that super excited to show you guys, and that's Astral Chain. Such a good game. Absolutely adore Astral Chain.
I'm out of here. The bigger they are, the more they bleed.
Astral Chain is absolutely the idea of B in Devil May Cry 5 should be, intended to be, would have been. I feel like a big part of the difference with it is that Astral Chain dedicates an entire game to that idea, and Devil May Cry 5 dedicates like 4 levels to it. Motherfucker. Well, it's the thing with V, like, they can't do too much with it because you don't play as him for that long. Honestly, it's not even the boss so much as it's the explosive barrels all over the place. Bitch. Yeah, I think Astral Chain dedicating the entire game to the mechanic really helps it. No, I had one more continue left. It would have been fine.
Time to set the record straight.
Let's go see the Dominatrix. Huh. There's not even a bed in here. There's guns though that I can't take. Yeah. Honestly, Ninja, I really recommend Astral Chain. I'm getting myself hyped for it right now. Like, I can feel my hype building. Oh, shit. I can feel my hype for it building right now. And it's like, I can't play it now, or I won't play it next year.
Beat that. I don't dig on the new strippers. Someone's gonna pay. Now that's what I call a double bagger.
A lot of memories. But no, like, legit though, like, Astral Chain is so damn good. My longest Let's Play. Back when I did Let's Plays. So how far is it before Duke despawns in the mirror? There it is. It's such a long game as well. And like that's part of the reason why I don't want to replay it if I'm gonna like do a stream of it next year. It's like 25 hours long. Yeah, the sewer's flooded. Well, I say it's 25 hours long, but I also did like all of the side stuff. Like, there's a bunch of side content you can do in like almost every stage. Considerable amount of it, and I did almost all of it every time. You could probably cut it down by at least 5 hours if you didn't do that. But I wanted to do it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I found this world to be pretty engaging.
Time to clean out the garage.
I liked its characters.
that.
It's definitely a game I'd like to see a sequel to. I'd like to see more from it.
Oh, great, this again.
I'd like to see the characters return. I'd like to go back to the world. I'd love to see a sequel. And there's enough left unanswered in the first game that they could build something on a sequel.
That ought to shut you up.
What I'll say for it, Ninja, is throughout both times I played it, for as long as the gameplay length was, at no point was I ever bored. Which I feel is like one of the highest praises I can give the game. I played it twice and I didn't get bored. It's a good game, and like the story portion of it is also pretty strong. It's something I felt was like an improvement Devil May Cry 3 did undeniably over Devil May Cry 1. That it also, on top of just playing better, regularly keeps you engaged by having story cutscenes at the start and end of every mission. And Astral Chain has a similar thing of like there's regularly story occurring. There's regularly interactions with characters. It's not just you're always going around fighting monsters, or to it, and it makes it really engaging.
Now I'm getting somewhere.
I feel like Devil May Cry has always struggled with level design. Or like interesting environment design, I think. Like, I like Devil May Cry 1's level environment design. I like the castle. I've heard complaints that it's kind of dull and repetitive. And it's like, yeah, I get that. The castle is by definition like just monotone and grey. And there's not a whole lot they do to really expand that.
Well, that's gonna leave a scar.
And then later on, to mix it up, they just make it dark. Which, yeah. But I really like it. The Towering Breed, the Temenigru. Visually, it was definitely duller, which is weird because some of the environment design is kind of really neat. Stuff like when Arkham activates Temenigru and all of the bells that you've seen. All of the bells you've seen around throughout most of the game become like an actual defining point of that cutscene, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. Except you are very unlikely to have really noticed any of those previously.
You want some of this?
So it's like, cool, they were there, and I saw maybe... Well, I took notice of maybe 2 of them. Devil May Cry 4. I feel like Devil May Cry 4 definitely does better than 3 in that regard. Stuff like Fortuna Castle is really cool. I love the Sonic Castle aesthetic, though. It's like that's an easy win on my side. The Sonic Castle aesthetic is just really appealing to me. The jungle's a nice mix-up. Spending more time outdoors probably is a good thing. I will say, though, it is very much a point I was disappointed in with 5.
Eat that. How refreshing.
Like, the environment design in Devil May Cry 5 became so bland for so much of the game. Like, when you're going through Redgrave City, it's kind of interesting. There's variation you can have to the urban setting and the architecture of it. But very quickly, you end up in the Clyford. And you stay there for the rest of the game. And the only real difference you get is later on when you climb, instead of going down into the roots, you climb to the top of it. And so the difference you end up with there is, instead of looking at Clyforth roots in the background, you're just looking at a sky in the background. But you're still walking on, like, the same terrain and stuff. That was really kind of dope. Kind of funny though, because like for all the hate DMC gets, he probably does have the best environment design in the series. Let's see where this goes. would have thought based on the lighting that'd be like a lava pit. Absolutely want the help.
Now that's gonna leave a scar.
That's just silly.
How refreshing.
Yeah, I'll pick that up. Then we'll call after we finish this level.
Now that's gonna leave a scar.
Something new. I'm not getting any ammo for my good weapons.
Ah, yeah.
I'm surprised the steroids are instant use in this game. But I guess it makes sense. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, that is part where I came from. Definitely didn't want to get caught in there.
Shut your hole. Die, you oversized gecko.
It's definitely awkward. The handgun is the only weapon I'm really getting ammo from because we're just fighting these lizards. But the handgun doesn't have enough power to deal with the swarms that it's sending at me in a, like, timely fashion. Wait a minute. It was here. What's the use of any of this if it all just circles to the same point? Nope, I didn't get anything.
It's hotter than hell in here. No power for you.
Is this the other side of that door I saw earlier? Looks like it is, which means I actually gained progress. Not really anywhere else to go then. Does this change something elsewhere maybe? This was a secret end. If I jump on that, is it gonna knock me off again? With a jetpack. I mean, what's the point of it if I'm not gonna use it? fresh portable
Ooh, this'll
medkit.
come in handy.
Light bombs. Another jetpack down there, but let's use what we've got. This one. Get back in there. Does that mean two? Alright, so there's a second. I need to use the jetpack to get out of here anyway. Or do I? You know what? Good game design. Never assume the player will always have access to something like that when it's a finite resource. Because sometimes the player is just a moron who will use it all in an absolutely pointless location and place.
Time to jet.
Alright, so that's the red crystal. We saw the blue crystal, but we didn't see how to get there.
I'm an ass kicker, not a rock digger. Time to jet.
I knew there'd be something in one of these. Now, is this progress or is this a secret? Well, at least a secret with plenty of ammo. Not as much ammo as I'd like, but it's more than I had. Just not yearn for the mines. We just came from the mines, so it's not surprising. I mean, even if you love your job, when you just get home from your job, you don't really want to go back to your job immediately, do you? Head back to the area where we saw the glimpse into where the blue crystal was. We still haven't even found the time machine. nothing around here that looks like a lead there. Except maybe this. No, no, not this. Unless there's a drop I missed in this area. You know, one thing Tomb Raider absolutely got right was a level of consistency on the way things that could be moved looked.
Let's get this show on the road.
Now we just have to find where the time machine is. I feel like we should have found it before we found all three crystals. That's not constant. Yeah, it's the time machine.
Gee, this looks familiar. Time to teach history another lesson.
Well, looks like we did it. And because we found the challenge map thing, let's also do that before we call it today. Oh, laser gun again.
That ought to shut you up.
The only thing making this challenge particularly challenging is the auto-aim.
Come on. I feel good.
Well, I found the exit, so that's a positive. Know where I need to go to finish it. Two down. They were both just stuck together. Alright. I genuinely really like the weapon upgrades as a reward for finding the secret challenges and completing them. That's a really good idea. This game definitely holds up better than I expected it to.
I'm gonna get medieval on your asses.
And Duke has a new outfit again. Von Nukem. Yeah, this was more fun than I expected it to be. I don't think we're gonna do more of this. Like, this was absolutely intended to be a single session thing. Like, this has been pretty fun. Definitely aged better than I expected. And Space did a good job with this. Hey Panda, you're coming in just as we're wrapping up. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Would I recommend it over Tomb Raider? Maybe over Tomb Raider 3. Yeah, a solid game. Solid game of its time. That has some really good ideas, really good design decisions. I like it. I still like it. Yeah. Well, just a week left of November. Starting next Sunday, we're gonna do. I said Final Fantasy VII. We're gonna start in December. If we finish 7 before the end of December, I'm thinking of like the idea of like just making December. It's gonna be the wrap up month of the year of PlayStation anyway. Like the idea of it being about the games that made us from the PlayStation. Because we're all old enough to have grown up with it, for the games to have shaped us in some way. The games that made us, in particular the games that made me, I think. And FF7 is a big one of those. First RPG, and as you know, I am quite RPG. I think that'd be a good idea. Good idea indeed. I'm doing okay, Panda. How you doing? The real question is, do I want to stream Metal Gear Solid like a fifth time? Why not? She says. Why not? I'm actually thinking, like, what was more formative for me, RE1 or RE2? If you've not played the original Ninja, it's definitely worth at least at least a single playthrough. Like RE2 was the big game for me, but like whether or not 1 or 2 is more formative for me is the big question. Blood Omen was a big one, but we have already done Blood Omen this year. Star Wars Dark Forces was a big one, we've already done that, and I don't want to do the PlayStation. Um, Poi Poi. Fucking hell. Is the stream frozen for anybody else? Back. Excellent. It looks like it's doing fine here. Poi Poi. Poi Poi is a game I should probably do in the next week or so. That was a game I quite enjoyed. I could pull out some of the really weird shit I had growing up over the next week. Stuff that I absolutely would not do more than a single session on, but some of the weird shit we had when I was growing up. Poi Poi, No One Can Stop Mr. Domino, Tigger's Honey Hunt. I was looking at the collection of stuff that I've got. There's like Tomba, and it's like I do not want to do Tomba. And the only reason I was ever going to do Tomba was to get to Tomba 2. It's like, what if I just do Tomba 2? I really like Tomba 2. Yeah, almost everything of like big value on PS1 I've done. And in all honesty, the idea of doing FF7 again is because I want to do the original PlayStation version on stream, but I also want to do next year. There's a thing of like, we don't play anything we've streamed before. No replays at all, with the exception of Castlevania. So that'll mean like no Resident Evils that we've done before. So the possibility of RE6 next year is higher. Possibility of RE7 next year is higher. Um, the DLC stuff I want to do, Miles Morales probably happen, maybe. I suppose the history of stylish action would also be an exception because I have streamed DMC 3, 4, and 5. I haven't streamed Metal Gear Rising because I've been waiting. I wanted to do Metal Gear Solid 4 first. Because I've done Heavy Rain before, maybe we'll look at doing some of the other Quantic Dream games. In particular, I would love to spread awareness about the game that was done before Heavy Rain, Fahrenheit, known in the US as Indigo Prophecy, because that game is a mess. It really is. The frustrating thing with Heavy Rain about the endings like that is you have to actually deliberately try to get the bad endings because the QTEs in that game are so easy. I got the best ending on my first playthrough. And I think the only time I ever struggled with anything was the QTEs that wanted you to hold like 6 buttons at once. That's the controller for each character. That's a good idea. I like that. I picked up the Dark Anthology stuff. They had them on a Humble Bundle, so I picked them all up. And when I got them, they all came with a friend pass for each of the games. I was like, what is this? It turns out all of the Dark Anthology games can be played 2-player, with one person controlling one character. Or like each player controlling like one of 2 characters. And so like that sounds like a really fun idea for the stream. And both characters can have an effect on stuff. If you only end up playing it single player, AI controls the other character, and any decisions they make won't nullify anything you've done. They won't mess up anything you've done as a specific character. I spent a bit of time looking into it, and it sounds really interesting. Like a proper 2-player simultaneous kind of thing of like what you're talking about, Ninja. There's definitely something that'd be interesting. And it also follows up on, I think it was your suggestion, Ninja, when I did Until Dawn, of getting the Dark Anthology games to do them on stream. It'd be neat. Yeah, I had no idea about that either. So I absolutely want to get somebody to do those with me. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe I'll. We've still got some streams to go before we do FF7. Like I say, I wanted to do the PS1 version. I don't want to do any replays next year. A year of entirely new stuff. There it is. Playing FF7 without a run toggle? FF7 just has a run button, Zeke. I'm still irritated with Until Dawn. I got almost everybody to the end, and then the game decided I'd moved my controller during that final stay still sequence, and then almost everybody died because of that. Really frustrated me. Oh yeah, no. That is how I've pretty much always played the game, Zeke. Out of every time I've played the game to completion, you're probably looking at 3, maybe 4 times that I've had playthroughs where I haven't had to do that. It's absolutely something I'm just used to. Putting the controller on the table. I absolutely would do that if I streamed it again. Like, pause it when those QTs come up, put the controller just flat on the desk, and then, like, unpause and just have my hands up. But yeah, Wouldn't mind playing Poi Poi for a little while. Poi Poi and No One Can Stop Mr. Domino would probably be like one stream. I don't think they'd last a full stream. Maybe those will make an appearance in Halloween. The return of Halloween next year. Well, that is going to do it for us. I want to thank everybody for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. We had a pretty busy chat today. So who did we have? We had Clem, Teak, Lee. So much for the subscription, Lee. I really appreciate that. Ali, Ninja, Clem. I already said Clem. Panda, Mr. Solitary Man. Danny was here. Icy was. You came in and you chatted, Ninja. You were here for long enough. Where did Ninja come in? It is. Ninja came in about an hour and a half ago. Long enough. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Company chat is always the best part of the stream. Looking to the countdown now to the end of the year. A couple more things this week. I have debated doing Spyro 3. I probably won't do it at any point now. Breath of Fire 3 is not forgotten. We will get back to that at some point. Whether it ends up being before the end of the year or after, we'll see how we feel, but it's not forgotten. It will come back and it will be finished. If it ends up being like we did FF9, so be it. But we did finish Breath of Fire 3. I would like to do Tomba 2. But Tomba 2 is another game that I could just do at any point. We'll see. Probably got at least another demo reel in me. Like, if we just take a look at random numbers of demo discs, rather than going in number order, because those old demo discs, the oldest ones, the early ones, are just not very good. A lot of ideas for next year, a lot of stuff coming up that I'm excited about. I actually have most of the game covered now with the chatbot. I can't see most of the game. I was scrolling through the chatbot to see if I'd forgotten everybody, because the chatbot has a message history. set up. I did, it just occurred to me. I don't have the mic set up to display anything over the ending. Yeah. Should be good. I don't think there's really anything else to say. Final Fantasy 7 coming up. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth coming up next year. Castlevania. SNES yesterday. The History of Stylish Action, which I've been talking about for like 4 fucking years now. God damn. Yeah. So, I don't really think there's anything else to say. So, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day. Catch you next time, guys. Bye. It is.